What the heck is going on with the Tampa Bay real estate market? Hey, it's Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group. Every single month we bring you the latest month over month and year over year, and plus some longer term perspective on 9 key vital signs of the real estate market. And well, guess what? We got more green in this report than we've seen in quite some time. And what does that mean? Well, if you haven't seen this before, we color code everything. So if the metric itself is moving in favor of buyers, it is shaded in red. If it's moving in favor of sellers, it is shaded in green. And hey, look at all that green out there. And if it's exactly the same, it's shaded in yellow. So if you're relying on national media outlets to get your real estate news, this might sound a little bit different because, again, heck of a lot of green, more than we've seen in quite some time, frankly. So let's get into it. I'm going to touch on the red metrics first. And the reason we do this is so if you're in the market or plan on entering the market, either as a seller or as a buyer, or you're selling a home to buy another home, you can use this data to your advantage. Stay tuned to the end because we'll tell you exactly how. Now, metrics in the red. New purchase contracts fell for the third straight month in Tampa Bay, down 1.6% from July. And by the way, when I say Tampa Bay, I'm talking about Hillsborough and Pinellas counties combined, and I'm talking all residential property types across all price points. So if you're looking for something more specific to your neighborhood or your town or your street, let us know, drop a comment, find me on social media. Happy to craft these reports directly for you. All right, so we talked about new purchase contracts falling again, third straight month. The other one that's moving in favor of buyers is what I call the leverage ratio. It's the sold price to median sold price to last asking price ratio, and it did fall for the third straight month down to 97.5%. That does measure close prices before any concessions compared to final asking price before the home went under contract. So about a 2.5% spread between final asking price and close price. Now, in the green, if you are a seller, these are the numbers that you want to see. Biggest mover of the month, for the fifth straight month, new listings fell, this time by 7.1%. So less homes are coming to the market every single month for the last 5 months. That's good news because that's less competition. That's brought available homes down for the third straight month. This month down by 4.3%. So again, less competition if you are a seller. If you're a buyer, you don't love it because you have less to look at, but that's okay. There's still 14,374 homes as of September 1st that you can go put your eyes on. Average days on market for the first time in a long time, 2 months, fell, and it did fall by 4%. So last month, in July, 75, this month, 72 average days on market. That does measure from launch to contract, nothing to do with the contract to close time. Median days on market stayed exactly the same. We talked about new listings and available homes. Closed sales up by 1.8%, and it's been a while, 4 months since we talked about closed sales going up. Finally, average price. Average price, again, not indicative of values across the board necessarily. It only measures what closed in each of these months. However, what closed in August on average was 4.2% higher than what closed in July. So that's the month over month. Let's take a look at year over year, how that played out or how this is playing out. Not nearly as much green year over year, and that's okay. We'll talk about what's good and if you're a seller and what's good if you're a buyer. Biggest mover year over year is market times. It is taking about 32% longer to sell a home in 2025, at least in August, than it did last year. So that creates leverage for you as a buyer, may create a little pain for you as a seller. And again, keep in mind, and I stress this every video, not every home that hits the market actually sells. In fact, it's about a 50-50 this year so far. So these market times only measure the homes that actually go under contract, not the ones that are just sitting out there. Available homes up again, 15.1%. I know it's on the decline month over month, but pretty significantly higher inventory when we're looking at the year over year. Closed sales down by 5.2%. And again, we're talking about year over year price declines. again, what closed in each of these months, but it's consistently in the red, has been for several months. We'd have to go all the way back. Ooh, when's this? February, when we saw an average price increase year over year. So let's go back down to August and talk about this 1.3% decline year over year in average price and 2.5% decline in median price. That leverage factor I talked about, it's down 1.3% year over year. Those are the buyer-facing metrics. On the sell side, new purchase contracts up 3.7%. New listings down 8%. So while inventory is still significantly up year over year, do expect it to continue its decline based on some of these metrics. And we'll look at that in a longer time horizon view here. This is for my visual people. We're just gonna go through some graphs here. So average and median days on market. Average in the blue, median in the red. Now you can see by the way, this goes back to August of 2022, and that's essentially when the increase in interest rates really started taking effect on the real estate market. So it's good perspective. You can see the general trend line is up, but maybe not quite as much as you think. Now let's look at this. New listings, this one's a little more confusing. There's 3 metrics on here, but available homes, let's start there. Available homes are in the red. So that's total inventory on the market every single month at the first of the month. New purchase contracts are in the yellow, and new listings hitting the market are in the blue. You can see where inventory was at the start of this graph and essentially how it's doubled in the last 3 years. However, look at the trend line for 3 straight months, inventory is on the decline. Now, when the market feels the slowest, and it's not that purchase contracts are down that significantly. I mean, they're definitely down, but not, crushingly down. But when it feels the slowest, the gap between the red and the yellow lines are at the widest. So that would have been this year, late spring, early summer, when there were almost 16,000 homes on the market compared to 14,000. That's a lot of competition to beat out, to capture, the 3,000, 3,500 buyers that are getting the contract every month. New listings have been falling for several months. Again, I do expect that trend to continue. So that may may shrink the gap between the red and the yellow. Closed sales, ups and downs. Certainly some seasonality to this, especially in January, and definitely last fall as well, as we were dealing with storms. But no, significant decrease as you might expect if you're listening to national news outlets. Average and median price, average in the blue, median in the red. I mean, no real conversation here other than it's just flat. It's been flat for years. And I don't see anything that would lead to any changes there. So the prices are the prices. Finally, median leverage factor, if you will. Now, if this is at or over 100%, those are months that sellers, if you will, carried more leverage. Whereas if it's in the sub 100%, then buyers are making more deals out there. So there you have it. How do you use this data? First of all, talk to your real estate professional who knows this data inside and out. And if you don't have one, we would love to be a resource for you. Again, Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group. You can drop a comment here, find me on social, send me a DM. Happy to help you and like I said, make these stats available to your specific scenario as well, not just the market overall. There you have it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in this segment next month.